Dear students, welcome to this second session of our chapter 10 S block elements. Today we will deal with the topic chemical properties of alkali metals. And the first chemical property is the reaction with oxygen. The alkali metals tarnish in dry air due to the formation of their oxides, which in turn react with water to form hydroxides. They burn vigorously in oxygen, forming the oxides. An example is lithium forms monoxides, sodium forms peroxides, and the other metals in the group forms superoxides. In the form of equation, when we represent, it can be lithium plus oxygen gives you Li2O, which is a monoxide. If sodium reacts with oxygen, it gives you a peroxide. The formula can be Na2O2. Then the last one is superoxide formation. That is, the metals like potassium, rubidium and cesium reacts with oxygen to form superoxides. So this way the three different forms of oxides formation is there. Normal oxides, peroxides, superoxides. This can be represented in the form of dot and cross diagrams. And this is how it is represented the ions. Oxide ion can be written as O2 minus. O2 minus. Peroxide can be written as O2 2 minus. Superoxide ion can be written as O2 minus. This minus represents the gain of electron. So how many electron is gained in the first case? Oxide ion O2 minus. That means 2 electron is gained. This one single oxygen is having the outermost shell 6 electrons. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 with the red dots. That is 1 electron each. This cross is the gained electrons. So total 8 electrons we need in the outermost shell. That is the 8 formation here. The second case, peroxide, we have gained here 2 electrons. So this each oxygen is gaining 1 electron, making it a peroxide ion. Already it is having 6 electrons each. Plus 2 electrons are gained, which is shared between these two oxygen. Then the last one, superoxide, 2 oxygen atoms are there and 1 electron is only gained here. So this is named as superoxide ion, where the 6 electrons are here for 1 oxygen. The other oxygen also is having 6 electrons and the 1 extra electron is here making a dative bond. This is said to be dative bond. It is shared only one-sided. That is said to be dative bond. So this way we can represent the oxides, oxide ions in the form of dot and cross form. The oxides formed by the S block elements are normal oxides, that is O2 minus. All the groups of first and second group elements can form the normal oxides. Peroxide only which all elements? Potassium, sodium, rubidium, cesium, strontium and barium. These strontium and barium are from the second group elements. Then peroxides. This is potassium, rubidium and cesium from the first group, that is alkali metals. This is what in general the information about the oxide formation of the S block elements. Next chemical property is the reaction with water. The alkali metals react with water to form hydroxide and also dihydrogen, and it is in the form of equation metal plus 2H2O gives 2M plus 2OH minus plus H2. And this, how we can represent M? M is an alkali metal. So instead of this M, if we are using Na, we will write 2Na plus 2H2O gives. What we will write? 2NaOH, sodium hydroxide, plus H2. That means a hydroxide formation is there along with the hydrogen gas evolution is there. So this is the reaction with water, a formation of hydroxide and dihydrogen. The next reaction is towards the dihydrogen or reaction with hydrogen. The alkali metals react with hydrogen at about 673 Kelvin, lithium at 1073 Kelvin to form the hydrides. All the alkali metal hydrides are ionic solids with high melting points. This point we have to note that all the metal hydrides are ionic solids and they are having high melting points. If we represent in the general form, we will write the equation as 2m plus H2 gives 2m plus H minus. This is what, instead of this one, if we take a metal Na, sodium we are taking 2Na plus H2 gives. What is the formula? 2NaH. That is what we call sodium hydride. So like this we can write the reaction with dihydrogen. Next is the reaction with halogens. The alkali metals readily react with halogens to form ionic halides or metal halides. And it can be in the form M plus X minus. That is, if a metal reacts like sodium, reacts with any of the halogen, 2Na plus Cl2 gives. What is your product? 2NaCl. That is Na plus and Cl minus ion is there. 2Na plus Cl minus is there too. So this is how we can write the reaction with halogens. The next one is the reducing nature of alkali metals. Alkali metals are the strong reducing agents, and lithium being the most and the sodium being the least powerful. This point we have to learn. Why? Because in the multiple choice it can be asked that which is having the most and which is having the least powerful, or which is having the reducing nature. With the small size of its ion, lithium has the highest hydration enthalpy, which accounts for its high negative electrode potential value. E0 is said to be electrode potential value and its high reducing power. So lithium is having the high reducing power, whereas the sodium is having the least reducing power. The next one is the solutions in liquid ammonia. The alkali metals when dissolved in liquid ammonia, giving a deep blue solution which are conducting in nature. How we can write this equation? A metal, it reacts with ammonia and we will get a ionic compound, that is M, metal is there, NH3 X times, plus is there in the compound, that is ionic compound, plus along with that the formation of ammonia gas or the evolution is there. Then the blue color of the solution is due to the ammoniated electron which absorbs energy in the visible region of light, and this imparts the blue color to the solution. The solutions are paramagnetic and on standing slowly liberates hydrogen resulting in the formation of amide, and this one can be written as M plus 1 electron plus NH3 giving MNH2. This is what amide plus half H2. This is the ionic equation. In concentration or in concentrated solution, the blue color changes to bronze color and it becomes diamagnetic. Paramagnetic and diamagnetic word we use when the electrons are paired and unpaired electrons are present. So in this, paramagnetic means unpaired electron is there. Diamagnetic means the electrons are paired. And in concentrated solution, the blue color changes to bronze and it becomes diamagnetic in nature. So these are the chemical reactions in alkali metals. Now let's talk about the oxides of the alkali metals. As we have seen that when we are doing the reaction with air, we'll get the oxides. It can be monoxides, it can be peroxides and superoxides. So here also we are saying that thing, that is on combustion in excess of air, the lithium forms mainly the oxide Li2O, that is monoxide. Along with that, sometimes it can give you the peroxide Li2O2. Same way, sodium forms peroxides Na2O2, but some cases it forms superoxides also, that is NaO2. While the potassium, rubidium, cesium, they form the superoxides in the form of MO2 only. Under appropriate conditions, the pure compounds M2O, M2O2 and MO2 may be prepared. This is the monoxide, peroxide and superoxide. It can be prepared under certain conditions. And these oxides are easily hydrolyzed by water and they form what? Hydroxides. When they come in contact with water, they form hydroxides, as in the equation M2O. That is monoxide when reacts with water, it gives you 2M plus 2OH minus. That is what it is written. Sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide formation is there. But when a peroxide reacts with water, that is M2O2 metal, which is in the form of oxide, and it is peroxide. When it reacts with water, it gives you sodium hydroxide, or the monoxide is there, plus hydrogen peroxide formation is there. Same way, the superoxides when react with water, it gives you hydroxide. Along with that, what we will get? The hydrogen peroxide plus oxygen we are getting. The oxides and the peroxides are colorless when pure, but the superoxides are yellow or orange in color. If we talk about the hydroxides of alkali metal, it is obtained by the reaction of oxides with water, and they all are white crystalline solids in nature. The alkali metal hydroxides are the most strongest of all the bases, and they dissolve freely in water with the evolution of heat. With the evolution of heat means it is exothermic reaction. Now we can see the uses of alkali metals. Lithium metal is used to make useful alloys like lead to make white metal, which is used as bearings for motor engine. With aluminium, it can be made for aircraft parts, and with magnesium to make armor plates. It is also used in the thermonuclear reactions. Lithium is also used to make electrochemical cells. Liquid sodium metal is used as a coolant in the fast breeder nuclear reactors. Potassium chloride is used as a fertilizer. Potassium hydroxide is used in the manufacture of soft soap. It is also used as an excellent adsorbent of carbon dioxide. Cesium is used in devising photoelectric cells. So these are some of the uses of alkali metal. Now let's talk about the salts of oxoacids. Oxoacids are those in which the acidic proton is on a hydroxyl group with an oxo group attached to the same atom. That means in the acid, the proton is on the hydroxyl group with an oxo group which is attached to the same atom. An example is a carbonic acid, and the formula for carbonic acid is H2CO3. It can be rewritten as OCOH twice. And when we make the structural formula, how it can be represented as? One C is there, it is linked with double bond O, and this is termed as oxo group. OH is named as hydroxyl group. So here two hydroxyl group and oxo group is attached to the same carbon atom, and this is termed as a oxo acid. Another example is sulfuric acid, where we are having the formula H2SO4, and it can be rewritten as O2SOH twice. When we draw the structural form, it can be 1s, which is linked with 2 double bond O. Double bond O is there for oxo group, and 2 hydroxyl group, that is OH is there. So this is acting as the oxo acid. Now let's see the things, that is the alkali metals which forms the salts with all the oxo acids. They are generally soluble in water and thermally stable. They are carbonates, that is M2CO3, and in most cases the hydrogen carbonates, that is bicarbonates, are highly stable to heat. As the electropositive character increases down the group, the stability of the carbonates and the hydrogen carbonates also increases. So going down the group, the electropositive character or the metallic character increases, we said. So the stability of carbonates and hydrogen carbonates also increases in the case of alkali metals. Lithium carbonate is not so stable to heat. Lithium, being very small in size, polarizes a large carbonate ion, leading to the formation of more stable Li2O, lithium oxide, and carbon dioxide. And its hydrogen carbonate does not exist as a solid. So these are the peculiarities of the oxo acids. Thank you, and we will continue in the next session.